Hey gang, we're back and we're going to do a jerky video. The last video of dehydration using the Largeomatic 5000 was pretty well received, except apologies for not showing the end result. Forgot to show the end result, but it came out really, really well. And we're going to do another one, except this time we're going to show the end result. So we're going to make this video in 3 parts. First part being what we need and how we need to prepare it. Second part is, how we're going to stick it in the Largeomatic 5000. And the third part is the end result. So we got all our ingredients. We got all our tools. The tools that we need are a cutting board, a good knife, a boomer, and a goofy shirt. Can't forget the goofy shirt. And some plates, bowls. We need some bags because we have to marinate. And then with the bags, we have to mark the bags to make sure that we know what's in the bag. Ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to use a whole onion. We're going to use some venison. I got part of it cut up here. We're going to use some top round and we're going to use some bottom round. For jerky, the rounds work best because they're the leanest and that's what you want. You don't want a lot of fat to your jerky. And then we're going to go through the gambit of chilies, chili powders, salts, seasonings, hot sauces, and stuff like that. So, give you the list. I'm not going to write this down in the description because this is not an instructional video. This is purely for entertainment. So we have chili powder, parsley, Worcestershire sauce, A1 steak sauce, red hot. We got some soy sauce. We got some garlic powder, minced garlic, salt, honey, powdered onion. This is some special ingredients. Lemon juice, good beer, and skunk beer. I'll explain that in a minute. The other thing we got is from our friend that gave us the venison. We got some backwoods jerky seasoning. I think he bought this at, I want to say he bought this at Bass Pro Shops. He swears by it, so we're going to use it. All right, so yeah, let's get it started off with the venison that we got from our buddy. He has a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is Rebel Ridge Knives. He does like custom knives, not this one, but he does custom hunting knives, and he has a little bit of like game videos. So and he got me some of him and a few buddies of his went out deer hunting. They got a few deer, and he was good enough to let me have some seasonings and some venison. It looks really, really good. He had it butchered up in one socket, and it looks really well. On to the cutting. So what I've done is I've cut off the fat out of the venison, and as much as I could. And what we want to do here is we want to cut in 1/4-inch pieces. You don't have to get your calipers out. This is not rocket science. And we want to cut it as long as we possibly can, the longest that we possibly can. But in like 1/4-inch pieces, because we want to make sure that this meat dehydrates pretty much evenly. Because the one thing that the Largeomatic 5000 doesn't do, it does not discern between meats. So we got our venison, all cut up, ready to go. And needless to say, you got to make sure you wash your hands. Now we cut up our venison, and now we're gonna wash this so we don't get any cross contamination. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, and what we've done is we've peeled an onion, and we're gonna dice this up pretty thin, pretty small. Now, the reason why we're dicing up a fresh onion instead of putting onion powder is I just like the taste of onion. So I'm going to dice this up pretty fine, and it's just going to give it a little bit more seasonings. You know, all you chefs out there. Yep. You could probably do a better job dicing up the onion. Maybe get yourself a Slap-O-Matic or something. Or something that's from Billy Mays or Ron Popeil. I found this in the back of the fridge. It was just growing there. So I'm going to put it in. A little bit of hot pepper. Whew. Can smell that. All right, so we're gonna dice up this hot pepper. We might regret this, but the hell with it. Whew. Boy, I can smell it. All right, now we're going to wash this off and get to cutting the other meat. All right, now, like I said, we got some top round and we got some bottom round. The top round comes off fairly lean. We've cut a little bit more of the fat off of here. Because, you know, the less fat, the better the jerky. Less water. So the same thing here. We're going to try to cut this into 1/4-inch strips. Try to get some long cuts in. Some different grain direction. Now, if you like your jerky chewy, you want to cut with the grain. That way you're biting against the grain after it's dried up. Then you can chew that for a while. If you like your jerky a little bit more tender, cut against the grain, and then you'll be biting with the grain, so it'll cut off in pieces. I don't have a preference. I cut it both ways. I really don't care. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make piles, so that way we can mark our bags. We can mark our bags. All right, guys, we're back, and we've got our bags separated. Now, a couple of these I marked experiment, like the top round with top round and the deer experiment. I'm going to do those first. And the reason why I call them experiment because I never used any prepackaged seasonings. So we're going to open this pre-pack. And this is a dry rub, so we're going to put that in there. 1 pound, 1 tablespoon. Five pounds, entire pouch. Okay. So about a pound each. Probably a little bit less than, more like half a pound. So you guys saw that. That looked to be about a tablespoon. And then we're gonna put in the curing salt. I'm gonna see how that goes. Oh boy. So I'm gonna close it up. Leave some air in the bag. And the dry rub will get all over. Now, if you remember the shake and bake bags, used to be about the same. So those are done. Now we're going to do some Portuguese seasonings. Now, I got some deer and some bottom round Portuguese seasoning. What is Portuguese seasonings, you ask? Well, that's where the beer comes in. So you got this beer. You pour about that much in. Again, the recipes will not be anywhere written down because this is not an instructional video. This is just for us to entertain. The good beer, on the other hand, you drink that. That's what that beer's for. All right, so you got some okay beer, and got to start off with a hot sauce. About, a little bit. How much is a little bit? It's a little bit less than a little bit lot. So we'll do that. We'll put some salt in there. Ooh. Can't forget these. These were... Can't tell you where I got these. Top secret where these came from. Don't worry, they're not edibles. Okay. This is marked something else too. So this is some Portuguese paprika. Paprika. Or buy some good Hungarian paprika. That'll work as well. Now, this is where I like to add some onion. And we got garlic around here somewhere. We got some minced garlic. This is all smelling really fantastic. Even Boomer's like, oh, I want some of that. Except you can't. Onions are bad for dogs. All right. If you take nothing else out of this video, onions are really bad for dogs. Some garlic. Just a little bit. Okay. And some hot sauce. Can't forget the hot sauce. All right. And we need pepper. Gotta have pepper. Put some pepper. And we got the minced up. Whew. Wow. We got the minced up hot peppers. Okay. So for this to what opens up the pores, opens up the pores. What opens up the meat to receive all this is the beer. The alcohol in the beer opens up the meat. So to seal it back up, we put in some olive oil. All right. And the one thing, of course, we can't forget is hot sauce. Can't forget the hot sauce. Did I put hot sauce in there? I think I did. All right. And that's all we need. Just make sure we got some bay leaves, we got the this, the that, the other thing, some beer. Oh, a little bit more beer. A little bit more beer. Okay. So, seal this up. We got the venison. This smells fantastic. Wish we had smell-o-vision. You can smell it right through the bag. Got the bottom round. Just massage that in there. Now, it's around 2 o'clock right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this marinate for about 8 hours, then we're going to stick it in the Largeomatic 5000. Runs on Element. Don't know what Element is, look it up. A lot of people add sugar or some sweetener to this, but as you guys know, sugar and I don't get along anymore. All right. Ooh, that smells great. All right. Now, what we did is a couple of bags of just plain. Now, the reason why we did plain, yeah, that's for you. The plain is for Boomy. He's having who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Okay. So, for dogs love jerky, except just plain jerky. Don't ever season your dog's dehydrated meat. You'll end up in a place where you don't want to be. So we got some top round, and we're going to do this with Worcestershire sauce. Now, can't just do Worcestershire sauce. Come on, what kind of Portuguese would I be? So you're going to put some Worcestershire sauce in there. Now, Worcestershire has Worcestershire has a little bit of vinegar in it sometimes, with molasses and a bunch of other stuff. I like the smell of it, but again, we need some beer. Need some beer. Need some more beer. And now, A1 steak sauce. I think this has Worcestershire in it. And molasses. Pretty sure. So this one we're going to try to make sweet. Now, how we're going to make sweet? As you know, sugar and I don't get along, but it doesn't mean that I can't make something sweet. So some honey. So this is all sweet stuff. Now I was debating on whether to use this or not. This is the lemon juice. It's worked really well with fruit. Don't know why I would use this. A little bit of citrus to it. Let's add it. Now, the good staple to Portuguese cooking is you fly by the seat of your pants. Recipes? What are those? All right, so in this pack we got, which is the Worcestershire, we got A1 steak sauce, we got beer, we have Worcestershire sauce, a little lemon juice, and we got the battery almost dead. So we're gonna do this, massage this, and then we're gonna do the last one. The last one is soy sauce. So here we're gonna do soy and some chili peppers, some chili powder, lemon juice, more beer. Might as well put that beer in there, huh? More beer. The rest of the onions. And just wow, this stuff is incredible. So, whew, just a little bit there. So that's the soy sauce one. And that's what we got. So again, we're gonna take this, we're gonna leave some air in there. We're gonna massage it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this back in the fridge. We're gonna let it marinate for about 8 hours because we're gonna dehydrate this overnight. Yeah, okay. Let it marinate for about 8 hours. Let it dehydrate overnight. The more it marinates, the better, but yeah, and then come back and show you how we put it in the Largeomatic 5000. So back in a minute, or 8 hours. Hey guys, we're back. It is about 8 hours later. It's around 10:30 at night, and the reason why we did it that long is we want to make sure this marinates for as long as possible, and we marinate and we dehydrate it overnight. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier for tools is, luckily I have somebody in the food service industry in the family, so I got some gloves. Now the gloves are twofold. Make sure you keep the meat clean, because you want to keep your meat clean. And the other reason is you don't want to get all the marinades on your fingers, because you're going to have to wash that after. So what we've done is we've set this up to put it on the rack in sequence. We've already listed how our racks are going to be. So we have a plan to this. We have a plan to this, and Boomer has his plan, and his plan is to play with his toy. So now that I touched this toy, now I gotta change gloves again. Okay, remember that if you touch anything other than food, including your face, or you got an itch that you got to scratch, change your gloves. Okay, so our plan is to get the rack ready. Now we've put in some paper towels down at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about it dripping too much. So what this one is this is the deer meat with the Portuguese mix. I hope I put enough hot sauce on here, because no. Can't have enough hot sauce. Just like a man can't have enough hammers. Ask my wife about that one. Man with not enough hammers will be lacking. So we make sure that we get airflow in between every one. The bay leaves stay behind. And we put this in the Largeomatic. Now this is the deer meat. Start off with the bottom. Go to our next one. And this is the bottom round Portuguese. Now we're going to do this. We're going to do the same thing that we did earlier. We're going to speed up the film so you guys don't have to wait for me to put this in properly. But as you can see, whether it's going to be the deer meat or the beef, I'm going to make sure it's all laid out properly. Oh, this smells fantastic. Hope there's enough hot sauce. All right, like I said, we're gonna put this in the Largeomatic. And at this point, we'll probably speed it up. Mrs. Large will keep filming, and I'll just keep putting the meat on. All right, guys, as you saw, I changed gloves. Now, the reason why I changed gloves is because these are plain, and I didn't want seasonings on these because these are going to be for treats for Boomie. And we all know seasonings are bad for dogs. All right, guys, we got 8 racks of meat, all different kinds. We have our list, what the racks are. So what we want to do is it's quarter of 11 now. So at 7:15 tomorrow, we want to get this out. So I like to go about 8 hours so we can set the Largeomatic 5000 to, we'll set it to 8.5 hours, except we'll pull it out a little bit early. And the temperature, we're gonna do, we'll do 149. So that is it. Yeah, the thing's actually on right now. Doesn't sound pretty bad, huh? Thing's actually on. So the Largeomatic will take care of it from here, and tomorrow we'll see what this is like. See our end result. Maybe even take a bite first thing in the morning. All right, guys. See you in the morning. Hey, gang, we're back. It is early in the morning. The sun's not even out yet. So what we did is we ended up shutting this off at 8 hours, 15 minutes. And taking a peek for the first time here. And if the camera got closer, we'd show you what this looks like. So these smaller pieces are the deer. The larger pieces are the top round and bottom round. This looks all pretty good. Okay, what we're going to do is put on a pair of gloves and we'll be right back. All right, we're going to start from the top down. And this comes right off, as you can see. The dryness looks about right, feels about right. I'm going to stick this in a baggie, have it marked. So this is bottom round and it's plain. It'll be for Boomer. Just a plain old baggie. Get it marked up, get it bagged up. And we'll do the same for all this stuff. This comes right out. And what we're doing is taking off just a little bit of each to be able to give it a taste. Now, jerky in my house only lasts 2 weeks, so at most. So we don't worry about preservatives. We don't worry about a lot of other things. So we just stick it in the fridge. We stick it in the fridge and we do that. That one's the soy sauce. That was sweet. Came out really sweet. Can't eat it that quickly because it is jerky, don't forget. This is deer meat. That's the Portuguese blend. I don't think I put enough hot sauce in it. Wow. Wow, that one's really good. So, this is the end result. Let's try the dry rub. This is the dry rub deer meat. Wow. That is really a little spicier than I thought. Wow. Success all the way around. So yeah, what we're gonna do is I gotta make another bag for the guy that gave me the deer meat. Thank you, Boshie. Remember, Rebel Ridge Knives is his YouTube channel. Check him out. He has some pretty interesting stuff. Boomer's gonna get his treats later on, not so much right now. He's sniffing around going, there's something here for me. So for now, we're gonna sign off like we usually do. So, stop licking. Anyway, big salute to the troops. Please remember to recycle and reuse so you can do some jerky. Wow, this is good. Peace out.